Hey guys, Patrick here from Keller Williams, and today we're going to go over the 9 steps to buying a home in Hawaii. So stick around to get all the details. See you on the other side. All right, guys. So first off, I want to thank you and congratulate you for taking the first step into purchasing a home, which is doing your due diligence and doing your research to figure out what it is and what it entails to buying a home. And it can seem really scary, lots of money, lots of moving parts, lots of details. And what is the process? Well, today what I'm going to do is I'm going to break that process down into 9 simple steps so you can fully understand what it takes to buy a home from step A to Z in 9 simple steps. So let's just jump right into it. So the first thing you're going to want to do is get a pre-approval letter. Now, what is a pre-approval letter and how do you get it? Well, a pre-approval letter is essentially a letter that says to anyone who's selling a home, like a realtor, saying, hey, Mr. Realtor, I can afford this home. As you can see here, I have the proper documentation to prove to you that I am approved to purchase this home at this price. What this does for you in this market that we're in right now, it's a very, very competitive market. And when you want to put in an offer, you want to make sure your offer looks as attractive as possible. So to do that, one of the main things is not only to have the best price and great terms, but you want to also attach a pre-approval letter that shows to the realtor that, hey, this deal isn't going to fall out. We have the money to back the offer we're putting in, and it'll make you seem like a bigger, more attractive offer. And that's what we want in a multiple offer situation like we're dealing with in this market right now. So that's what a pre-approval letter is. It's simply a piece of paper that says, hey, I have had somebody who's officially said that I can afford and buy this home with this amount of money. And the next question is, how do you get a pre-approval letter? Now, you can do this in a couple different ways. You can go to your local bank. What I usually like to suggest is using a lender. A lender can really wheel and deal and work with you in finding the best rates and the best programs to fit your needs. Also, the great thing about using a lender compared to a bank is that usually if you have a good lender, I have a couple I like to work with, they'll pick up their phone at any time, right? If you've got a question at 8 o'clock at night, they usually will pick up the phone. The thing with banks is usually you're just kind of a number, and at 5 p.m. when that comes, that phone line is dead and you have to wait till the next day. And at the beginning when you're getting your pre-approval letter, this might not seem like a big deal, but when you're in a deal and things are happening, papers are moving, you need to know, what do I need to, is there any documents I need to sign to make sure that loan gets approved and contingencies lifted? You want to have somebody on your team that will pick up the phone to answer any questions you have immediately. And you don't want to wait on hold and press numbers to get just to somebody to help you with your loan. So I always suggest using a lender, but you can use a bank as well, whatever your preference is. But that's kind of the process of getting a pre-approval letter and what a pre-approval letter is. Now, once you have that golden ticket, the pre-approval letter, the next step is to find yourself an agent like myself. If you're looking for an agent, you can, of course, look for agents anywhere, whether look for referrals from friends, people they've worked with, maybe somebody you found on YouTube like myself, or somebody you've worked with in the past. But the next step after you get the pre-approval letter is to find yourself an agent who's going to help you through this process and help you get the best deal possible when you're purchasing your home with the best terms. So that's step 2 in the 9-step process, is finding yourself an agent, interviewing those agents to make sure they match, your needs and wants, and that you just like the person because you're going to be dealing with them on a daily basis. So you want to make sure you're working with somebody you like. Step 3 is going to be starting your search. Now, this is the fun part, right? It's time to go shopping. We now know what your budget is because you've been pre-approved by your lender, so you have a letter that says, hey, I can afford a $850,000 home. So then you can actually look at homes at $850,000 and below. So that's the fun part. You can use, if your realtor will give you an MLS search, they can create a custom search for you so that you can have a list of homes to look at. You can also go look for homes on Zillow or Redfin if you so choose. But it is always best to see if your realtor can get you a list of homes because sometimes Zillow and Redfin, they can have skewed data. Sometimes they'll have homes on there that are already in escrow. So sometimes it's always best to just sit down with your realtor and ask them what the best process is. I know with my clients, I like to allow them to search as they please, but I also provide them with their own custom portal with all of the homes based on their requirements, bedroom count, square footage, features they want, big backyard or a pool or solar. I like to create these custom searches for my clients, create them a portal so they can go through it, and then it's updated in live time. So as a new property comes up, they'll get an email. It comes into their portal. As the property gets decreased in price, boom, they get an email. It goes into their portal. Because in this market, you want to be quick to it and you want to have accurate data. So I always make sure I give my clients that little edge against their competition by giving them accurate, real-time data so they can find the home they're looking for and can put in an offer right away. So that is step 3 on the 9-step purchasing home process. Step 4 is getting a grasp on the market. So this is one of the main reasons why you hire a realtor. On the front end, it might look like a beautiful home, but there's a lot of stuff on the back end and a lot of research that can be done to figure out, is that the proper price for that home? What is a good offer to put in? What is the proper terms that we want to use and leverage to get the best offer? And more importantly, just to do a full idea of what the market entails and where you should be buying homes, what neighborhoods are good, what neighborhoods are bad, what schools are really good. If you have kids that you want to move into a place, you want to make sure you get into the right schools. All of this information a realtor can help you with, and that's why it's so important in step 2 that you find a realtor that that is competent and someone you like and you can work with, so that they can really give you an idea of what's going on in the market, and so that you can again have a competitive edge on your competitors. So step number 5, making an offer. Now, at this point, you've found the home you like, you've fallen in love, you've seen it, you've gone in, and now it's time to put in an offer. Now, the process of putting in an offer is simply you go to your agent. Your agent will do a CMA. This is at least what I like to do for my clients. I like to do a comparative market analysis. I like to take that home. I like to compare it against other homes in the area and see what it really should be priced at, or whether it's priced at the correct amount. And also to keep in mind, what is the situation? Is there a multiple offer situation, or is there nobody offering anything? Has the property been on the market for over 150 days? There's a lot of different factors that come in to making an offer. So what I like to do for my clients, once they've decided, yes, we want to purchase this home, I like to do my due diligence, do my research, do a CMA, negotiate and talk to the other realtor to see where that seller is. What's their motivation? What are the reasons for leaving? What can we use? What terms can we put in that offer to make our deal look a little sweeter? So those are all the things that a realtor will do for you once you've decided, hey, this is the home I love, this is the home I want. What is a good offer that we can set up to make sure we get this home? That's the realtor's job, to suggest to you, this is what I suggest you put in your offer at. These are the terms that we should do it at based on what the seller's agent told me is the seller's motivation, and a slew of other things. But this is the part where we actually put in the offer, which is really fun. Now, the 6th step in the 9-step purchasing of a home process is negotiation. So once you put in your offer, there are 3 different situations that can happen in your offer. It can either get accepted, boom, you're going into escrow. Rejected, no, we don't want to work with you. Or counter. And counters happen a lot, especially in this marketplace. So don't be scared by counters. That could simply be, hey, we might want a little bit more money, or we want a little bit more terms, but we're opening up conversation, we're going back and forth, and the deal is not dead yet. It's simply a counter offer where the agent can sit down with you and you guys can figure out what is the best offer to counter back to make sure that the deal goes through. So that's the fun process of actually wheeling and dealing with your realtor and figuring out the best strategy to make sure that your offer sticks, so you can go into escrow and start the process of actually all the finer details and getting the home and the keys so you can move into your new place. Step number 7. Okay, so let's say hypothetically your offer has been accepted. It's now you've gone into escrow, and this is where some of the finer details start to happen. One of those main important details is finalizing the financing aspect of things. So basically what's going to happen here is you already have your pre-approval letter, and now what's going to happen is your lender or bank is now going to cross every T, dot every I, and kind of go through all your paperwork and make sure that you haven't done anything crazy in the last 30, 60, 90 days, like buy a new Corvette, or if you lost your job. They start to dig in a little bit deeper to make sure that the financing is solid and that they can approve that loan and give you that money to buy that home. And that's one of the processes of what we call the loan contingency aspect of buying a home in escrow. And I can explain that more in another video going over escrow and that process, but this simply just goes over making sure that we can get you that loan so you can buy that home, and you'll work with your lender to make that happen. And step 8, closing the deal. Now there are some finer details, but I'm not going to go into that right now when it comes into the escrow process and everything that happens in regards to, termite inspections, home inspections, making sure the home appraises, the loan contingency like we went over. But after all that stuff's sorted out in escrow, we basically go through the process of actually closing the deal, signing the last documents, and making it happen. So that is step 8 of closing the deal. And finally, we have step 9, moving in. Once all the final docs have been signed in escrow, you will be handed the keys and anything else needed to move into your new place, like the garage door button, any security keys or codes, and all of that fun stuff that entails you actually moving into your new home and starting your new family dreams and life. And so that pretty much wraps it up. That's the 9-step process to purchasing a home here in Hawaii. If you have any questions at all, please don't hesitate to reach out. Also, feel free, if you're watching this on YouTube, comment in any questions you have in the comment section below. And if you liked it, just give it a thumbs up, and feel free to subscribe as well if you want to find out more about what we have to offer. And yeah, that's it. So have a great day. Again, this is Patrick Line from Keller Williams, and I'll talk to you soon. Mahalo.